Okay, let's get these pads put on this thing.
All right.
Now this week, Marty and Dylon, I call him Dylon, are installing the convertible top mechanism pieces and the material for our 1970 Barracuda convertible. Okay, so the last time you saw this little car, we had it painted red. We were installing the 392 as one of the options the guy went with. 392, the 5-speed manual transmission, the Mosier Dana, got those things put together. We did get the wheels and the tires installed. Brian's been working diligently at putting a lot of the trim and ornamentation, such as taillights on it, getting the bumpers prepped as the rubber bumper car, the rocker moldings, door handles, and things like that. So while he's doing that, Dylon has been working getting the convertible top mechanism disassembled, sandblasted, painted, and back together. Earlier in the week, they got all those pieces put in. This is the subframe. This is the meat of the convertible top, not the material, but the left and the right control arms and the ram and the motor and all of the mechanisms. Those are now in place and ready for the new material. This car was a pretty darn solid, complete car when we started. So all we've really had to do is just all the normal work on a car to get it up to where it is right now. The body, the paint, a little bit of metal work on it. Overall, very good, solid car.
It's just 3 screws that hold them in?
Yeah, it's reinforced with that piece of cardboard that's on the back of that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first convertible top I've done here at Graveyard Carz, but certainly not the first convertible top that I've ever done. I've been doing convertible tops for almost 4 decades now. I was the only person that did the convertible tops at the shop that I was at before for 37 years. And we did all kinds of convertible tops, so I've done a lot of Mopars. First step is to get these pads on here so that they hold these bows in position. Honestly, the other thing that they do that's really important is they kind of stop the convertible top from getting this sway back horse look between the bows. So the pads that I'm doing right now, their main job is to support the convertible top so that it doesn't sag between the bows, but it also keeps the bows, the intermediate bows, from flopping back and forth. It keeps them standing straight up and down. So keeping these tight and in the right place is really important, and it takes time to get them in the right spots. Just reach up in there and feel if there's like a bubble in the material. And then of course I'll double check and make sure that, yeah, that looks great.
So is that gonna be seen from the inside of the car?
100%. Okay. Yeah, the canvas from the convertible top will be laying on top here. So while you're in the car, you can reach up here and see this edge and touch this edge when the top's on.
Working with Marty has been a really great experience. I mean, from start to finish. You know, he's a really great teacher.
So if you reach under there, you can run your hand back and forth underneath there. I mean, you can feel that it's smooth. Don't push on it so much as just run your hand over it.
Oh, okay.
And you feel if there's a loose spot in there.
Mm-hmm. It's a very complex process that he makes not complex.
And you know, we also don't want this to be laying like this or doing anything weird. You want it to kind of push up on the convertible top when we put the top on. I really wanted to have Dylan work with me on these projects, the convertible tops and the headliners, because there's not a lot of people that do this anymore, and it really needs to be passed on to the next generation. This art's gonna get lost. This is what helps the top maintain its shape when it's done. When we put the window in the back of this, it's gonna put a lot more tension on that bow and pull that back taut. Mm-hmm. And that'll keep the bow the top from looking like it's shrunk and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, this is looking pretty good so far.
I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy with this. There's a lot more dialogue going on between us here that we have time to share, but it's a very long, very delicate process. And again, the most important thing is that these are nice and taut and in the correct spot. Once we have this side in proper position, we'll move to the other side and just lather, rinse, and repeat. We've got a wrinkle that runs from this point down to this point. So there's 2 ways to fix that. You can either take some tension off of that wrinkle to let it relax, or you can pull more tension over here to pull that wrinkle out. So we just need to shift the front of this just a little bit.
Okay.
There's always room for just a little bit more improvement. Now that we have the pads in place correctly, we're gonna move to the rear window assembly. Okay, so we're gonna get this window put in here now.
So what are some of the things that are gonna go into it?
We're gonna start in the middle and then work our ways out both ways.
As they're working on this car, I would just like to point out something I mentioned earlier. This car started life as a manual top. So it did not have the P37 power top sales code on it, because that was $52 and what, 85 cents, some change. That was a lot of money back in 1970. Here we are 50 years later. It's not much fun to manually put a top down, so this guy wanted to convert it over to power. This is a great example of recycling that we do here at Graveyard Carz. You guys can flash back quickly to when Tony D'Agostino and I went over a 1970 Dodge Challenger convertible. Poor old thing was just too rusty to save. Some of the parts that we used were the wiring harnesses that went with it, the switch, the power top switch. Those aren't being made. Let's see, we did bring in the rams, but we replaced them with new ones from Classic Industry. We did bring in the motor, but we replaced it with a new replica from Classic Industries. But we had all the footprint, and to us, that's the most important thing. The frames are the same. What we had to do was put in all the provisions that would make it go up and down with the touch of a button.
I've marked where the end of this bow should come out when we get done, and these other marks that are on here should line up with the bolt holes in this rear bow.
Oh, so these are all bolt holes.
They will be, yes.
Okay.
So we're just gonna start in the middle and work our way both ways. It is really important to keep both of these flaps the same tension. Always pull your material a little bit taut, because when you start putting tension on it this way, it's a lot easier to pull wrinkles in it. If you don't have it pulled taut from side to side. I know that I keep using the word tight and taut a lot, but it's really important that these stay tight all the time, and I want Dylan to be thinking about this all the time. The part that you see me working on now is the center of the rear window curtain retainer. It's one of 3 parts that actually hold this in place. There's 3 steps going on here too, including staples, glue, and it's gonna be bolted in place. Bolting it in place is what's gonna hold this between the retainer and the car. Well, that's lining up perfect.
It's almost like you've done this before.
A couple of times, yeah. A couple of times. Once I put all of these pieces in the car for the first time, it's gonna tell me where I need to make adjustments. It's no surprise to me if I have to take all of these staples back out and move this. The first time you go in is just getting an idea of where it's gonna need to go.
So did Mopar use like the same style throughout like 60s and 70s, just all throughout?
This convertible top designs are pretty much all the same, yeah. They did little things like they'll change the type of grain that's in the material on certain years, and sometimes even on certain models of cars, they'll use a different type of material, different grain.
And on TV land for you guys, you know, makes it look like we got it done within a day or 2, but this was probably like a 2-week project maybe. But with that being said, like I said, Marty took his time explaining everything and moving slow without actually moving slow. And one really interesting thing that I've learned throughout this process is that Mark is always watching. Creepily.
And nice and straight on those lines. Keep that line nice and straight on that bow.
Like I knew he would use staples, but I didn't know he'd use as many staples as he has.
Yeah, I like to put them in about every ½ inch. I consider them sort of a temporary hold, because once I bolt this into the car, this is pinched against the sheet metal of the car.
So that's going nowhere once it's actually in the car?
Going anywhere once it's bolted in. So what I'm doing here is just trimming around the bolt holes. These are the bolt holes that allow me to bolt this into the car. So once this is in the car and I put these bolts in, it's gonna pinch the material between the bow and the car. So you might be wondering why I put so many staples in this bow. I don't want them coming loose while we're trying to wrestle this around and put it in the car. Now, eventually there will be more staples in here when I know it's in the correct position.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Now that we have the curtain fastened to this rear tack strip, we can bolt this in the car and we'll find out how it's gonna fit. Now, not on every car I've ever worked on, but 9 times out of 10, run your fingernail across there. See that? Mm-hmm. No, on the metal.
Oh, on the metal?
See that notch?
Yeah.
Almost every car has a little notch in it right there if you look for it.
Really?
I don't know why they did that, but I sure appreciate it. So all of the convertible tops that I've worked on, almost all of the convertible tops, have this little notch right in the middle of the top of this bow. And I've measured it and checked it before, and it's always dead center. So it must be something that the factory uses to find the center of the bow.
Is that like the center mark for where it's supposed to staple?
That's the middle, yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, that's convenient.
And then I put this just as long as I can because I'm not sure where we're gonna wind up yet. Once we put the bolts in the tack rail across the back, then we'll be able to pull this up and tighten the window. So these staples that I'm putting in the top of the window curtain right now are just to keep this off of my head while I'm laying in here trying to put the bolts in. Just little tricks I've learned over the years to make this easier for me to get in here and get the bolts put in. Yeah, it's not required, it's totally temporary. Once I get this rear bow bolted in, I'm gonna pull these loose and pull the top of the window tight.
Sending you me down there, Marty?
Yep, I do.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Now, something to point out here is the fasteners and what they're doing in this retainer. It's a 3-piece retainer, has a center, a left, and a right. You'll see on that back one, the center one, the center hole is a locating hole to guarantee you that that retainer is in the center of the car. The outboard holes are elongated, not because you're going to move it. That bolt in the center is going to keep you from moving that. It's when the car's mass manufactured, the locating holes may end up differently on the reinforcement pieces.
You want these all the way in? Or?
No.
Okay, just partially?
Yeah, I have a tool we can put them in with, so we don't need to stand here and twiddle the bolts all the way in there, 1.5 inches long.
Fair enough.
And it's a bunch.
You get to the outboard pieces, they use a different bolt, what we call a T-bolt. There's a lot of variations of T-bolt, but this one has a captive washer, but it's an elongated washer because if you look at the size of the hole, there's probably a 1-inch hole in those things. They got to have a lot of movement because you have to have a lot of adjustment for a convertible top. Nobody's making these bolts, so we take them, we recondition them. We blast them, tumble them, and then we send them over and have them zinc plated. And that's what you see them putting in right now.
All right, let's unlatch this and put some sandbags underneath this to hold this up. So there's no way that I can pull on this window curtain tight enough to get it as tight as I want it. So I prop the front of this bow up to move that rear bow back a little bit so that I can staple it, and then when I pull that down and latch it, it'll be nice and tight. So we want to pull this up here pretty tight. Okay, let's take that sandbag back out of there and latch this.
Okay.
Now look at this back window.
Man, it's starting to look like a convertible.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we have the pads on and the rear window in, and they look good, we can move on to putting the convertible top on. So this is one of the things that Dylan needs to learn is the first time you put these in is they don't always fit like you want them to. And I see a little bit of adjustment that I can make here and tighten this up across the bottom of the back window. So unfortunately, that means we're gonna have to take this back out and make a slide adjustment and put it back in and check it again. So, see how this is catching the light right there? There's kind of a bubble.
Yeah.
Gonna have to come back out one more time so we can pull that a little tighter.
Pardon me?
It's gotta come out at least one more time so that we can pull this bubble out of here.
Sick.
So like I said, I had a little wrinkle at the bottom of the window curtain that we needed to adjust. So we took that back out and we made that adjustment, and then we fastened the convertible top to those rear bows. And now we're ready to put all of the material back in place.
Everything's looking on your side.
Close enough. We need to get in and zip the window in now.
Okay. I really hope this is the last time we have to bolt this in, because to keep getting in and out of the car, it's just a very long process. You know, I think at the end of it, I just need to get used to the whole doing it over multiple times, again, and again, and again, and one more time after that. I guess the process is the process.
So grab a hold of the edge of that and just reef that forward about as hard as you can.
So I learned a lot about alignments that go along with the top, the measurements, all the moving parts that are involved.
Pull it out. flat.
out?
Out flat around that corner. See, it just pulled over right there, but see how loose this is? Mm-hmm. We need to get a little bit more pull on that.
And that I lack upper body strength.
The glue that you see me using here now is a industrial contact cement, and I just spray both the convertible top and the header bow, let it set for a couple of minutes, and then fasten that down. That's handy having you here as a glue holder.
I know some people go their whole lives without ever holding glue.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
That'd be sad. I'm not gonna get super carried away with the glue on there because we may have to move it again.
So they probably did this like pretty much the same as what we're doing now at the factory.
I'm sure they were a lot faster because they're doing the same car over and over and over and over and over all day long. So
Yeah.
I'd like to watch them do it, and I'm sure I'd learn a trick or two.
Be careful, Marty. Marty. Be
Close.
careful.
It's getting
You're stressing me out. Oh, I'm stressing out.
Is your side lining up with the hole?
No, not even close.
What?
No,
How far off is it?
we're pretty far off.
Is it?
Well, I'm not even close, actually. I'm not even near the hole. Yeah, I'm actually pretty far off.
How does your quarter panel seam look like? Is it right up there where it needs to be? Is it way too far? It's not.
It's pretty far
Not
off.
even close.
Yeah.
Tell me how far.
Well, I'll let you
That's
figure
not,
that out.
dude.
What?
That's where it goes, right there.
Oh. Okay, so not far off at all, actually. I did pretty good, I think.
You're just messing with me, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I didn't look at your side when I was over there, but my side's lining right up at the seam.
Yeah, I was not expecting this at all. Yeah, so you can see kind of where the pin's at, and then you see the hole and see how they're both not close to each other at all. Oh, now it is. Yeah, no,
So you just gotta push on it a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I knew that. I definitely knew that. Oh, this is terrifying.
My side dropped right in. Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that weird?
yeah. Yeah, that is pretty weird.
It's like an umbrella.
Wow.
And once I get this side,
So my side's just, it's supposed to be where it is right now?
that's close, man. I can manipulate that tack strip down inside that quarter panel and pull that down a little bit tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get that glued over, get in here and pull those big old holes in that tack strip down there I was telling you about. Look at that.
Yeah.
Once I pry those down and tighten those bolts up,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
put a little bit of heat on this back here, that's all gonna lay down and look beautiful.
Right on. Man, that's looking like a convertible.
This corner right here might need to come up just a little bit tighter. See these up here?
Mm-hmm.
If I pull this forward a little bit, should be able to pull those right out of there. A little bit of heat. In fact, sitting here over the weekend, those would probably disappear.
Really?
Yeah. So right now everything's going great. The top's on, we only have a couple of things left. Put the side tension cables in the convertible top and put the trim across the top of the rear bow. We even need to take the front of this back loose and fold this back.
We have to do what?
Cables, the cable fastens underneath this corner, and I need to tape up this pad up there, which we'll go through that later on.
You said we're taking the front off?
Yeah, at least the corners.
Why?
There's a cable that fastens to the header bow here that runs through a pocket inside here, goes all the way down and fastens into the car here. That keeps the wind from whipping this.
Look, I get it. There's a lot of moving components. I get there's a lot that goes into it. But if we have a piece that goes right underneath the material that's gonna end up coming back out again, why don't we just do that in the first place?
And that fastens up here. And then there's a tape that we typically put over this pad to flow forward to keep this from showing so much. Kind of smooths everything out, makes it look better.
So basically everything that we just spent multiple days getting ready to do, we have to...
Now we know exactly where it goes.
Great.
Oh, this is the last piece.
Right on, right on. So what steps do we need to take to get it on?
Staples.
Staples.
Yep. I marked a mark 6 inches down on that side, away from the seam. 6 inches from the seam down is where we're gonna start.
Okay.
And we gotta try and cover up these staples.
Just cover the staples with
And
more
keep
staples.
it straight is important also. So I'm gonna put a couple of staples on this end, and then I'll come around on that side. And we're gonna pull on this to try and straighten the curve out of this that's in it. You wanna hang on to that side?
Yeah.
If we pull on that really hard, that will straighten out. Now hang on to it. Come on.
Oh, my bad.
There you go. Grab a hold of that tight.
Oh, that's what
there you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. See how nice and straight that is now, like an arrow?
Oh, yeah.
So let me get this side tacked down.
Okay.
So the last step is to put this wire on across the rear bow to cover up the staples that I put in it. It's called wire on because it has a wire in it, and it just bends over, and then I pound that flat with a rubber mallet, and then we put the chrome tips on, and we're done. See how it's flattening out?
Yeah.
Looks pretty decent. Time for chrome tips.
Time for chrome?
Yep.
We like chrome.
Time for chrome. That's it. People ask me a lot of times if my job is hard. It's a craft, it's an art. It's not like splitting wood. It's like doing surgery. Well, thank you for assisting me. It's nice to have a second hand sometimes.
But like I said, thank you again for taking the time to actually teach me how to do something like this, because like I said, it's something I've been wanting to learn how to do, just never had the opportunity until now. We're there.
Good job, bud.
Thank you. Wish I could say the same.
So now that the top's done, I'm gonna grab Brian and we're gonna do a test run. All goes well and my job is complete.
What do you think? Is it going to work?
Yeah, I think it's gonna work.
Yeah. 100%?
It's pretty foolproof.
I think so.
99%.
99%, all right.
Yeah. I've worked with Brian with a couple of years now. He's a really great conditioner. Me and him get along really well. This is a great example of teamwork here at Graveyard Carz. I worked with a small team at the other shop that I worked at, but we have a really large team here, and man, we worked together really well.
Well, I hooked up the factory switch. This will eventually be in the dash.
Nice.
And we're going to give it a run.
All right,
All right, let's see what happens.
cross your fingers.
Here we go.
It's going up nice and straight. Folding nice and neat like it's supposed to.
Just smoking.
That's just getting warm.
Idiots. I'm sorry, I know you, and don't put that on TV. Of course you're gonna melt the insulation off of a wire. That thing draws amperage. So if you're gonna try to run a power top that draws a lot of amperage and probably uses a factory wire of 10 or 12 gauge, and you're gonna do it with an 80 gauge, you know, something you can dental floss, all right, at the end of the day, it's probably gonna burst into flames. You know, I saw that movie. That's Carrie stuff. And John Travolta died in that movie.
Our wires.
Yeah.
Not bad. Good
Right
job.
on, bud.
Yeah. I got a fire in here.
It's going out. So yeah, it looks like Brian grabbed a little bit too small a wire to run this convertible top pump. These things actually pull quite a bit of current, and yeah, that just didn't get it. Little mistake. I'm sure anybody could have done that, but I'm sure Mark will have fun with that one.
So, Marty, that thing went down really nice. You
It
think it'll go back up?
Yep, I
All
do.
right, Here we go. Let's do it.
Give it a shot.
All right.
What is with this high-fiving, fist-bumping? This isn't 1985, right? Where's your members-only jacket? High-fiving all over the place? I mean, they're celebrating what? A conversation? Here's a formula for you, Einstein. Spend less time fist-bumping and high-fiving, more time paying attention to the voltage in the battery. Charge the battery. Stop the fist-bumping, all right? In fact, I'm gonna have some bumper stickers made up when this is over. Charge the battery. Stop the fist bumping.
I'd say we got a pretty weak battery in there.
Yeah, we're down to 10 volts. It's moving.
Yeah.
Moving a little slower than it will with a full charge.
This is the slow motion version. Well, there she is.
Right where it's supposed to be.
Nice job.
Right on,
All
bud.
right.
What are you celebrating? You almost burned the man's car down. All right? Charge the battery. Stop the fist bump.
I think we need to get a stronger battery.
Yes.
Okay. So we're actually running this off of a jumper box right now because we don't have the car completely wired yet. And the jumper box has just not got enough charge in it to power the top the way it should. So probably because I came in here this morning and ran it 4 or 5 times on that jumper box and wore it down.
That
So,
could have something to do
that
with it.
could have
right?
something to do
Yeah,
with it.
that's
So
probably it.
it takes a lot of voltage to run.
That's
that,
a hydraulic pump, so
Yeah.
it does pull quite a bit of current.
But the mechanism itself is doing exactly what we hoped it would do.
Yep.
It's laying down perfect.
Yep.
So
Running nice and smooth,
Yeah.
even on both sides.
yeah, you can do all the convertible tops. How about that?
That's my job.
I'll do the frame.
You do the
top.
windows
Yeah.
and the frame, I'll do the top.
That sounds good.
Deal.
All right.
Teamwork.
Deal. Done. In blood.
Good job.
Yeah.
Get the out of here with that. Ow, cramping the leg.
Hey everybody, Will Scott, #1 painter here from Graveyard Cars. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you go in, like it, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna get back to painting.